going on, my people? This is your host, Blanche Eden with Black Trending News. This is episode 8, I believe. So let's get right into it. So you know how, you're on the internet sometimes and things just fall in your lap, you're scrolling and you really don't want to, press play, but you press play and you're like, oh my God, why did I press play? Well, that's what happened to me today. I came across a couple. I didn't know they existed, right? But they do exist. Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Jewel Smith, J.R. Smith. They're a celebrity couple. And I found out a lot about them today that I didn't necessarily plan on finding out. But hey, it's the internet and it's full of surprises, right? So let's talk about it. I particularly want to talk about this because it goes back to another episode I did, again, with people using the internet as a crutch, as support, as therapy. She claims that God told her to post her prayer, but in my opinion, she was low-key, exposing her husband and the woman that he's seeing apparently is a famous actress from the show The Flash. Could care less what her name is. But my point is that I really hope that women stop doing this. I really feel that Jewel Smith embarrassed herself. I don't know her personally, and I understand that she's going through a lot of stuff. I mean, everyday women go through rape, they go through abuse, they go through cheating, they go through so many things. Like women, we are troopers. We go through a lot of stuff. I just have a feeling that the internet is just not the best place to air out your dirty laundry. I think that she disguised this as a prayer when in reality she was low-key responding, because she said it. She's responding to the DMs that she got in her inbox. Maybe she's frustrated. Maybe she's tired. Maybe she felt a pressure to say something so that she doesn't look like someone who's just ignoring this, which in my opinion would have been a better route. If she gave in to the pressure. Who knows if there were really people DMing her? That's what she claimed. How do we know this is, actuality? Could she be saying that as an excuse to sit here and just do this? So she claims God told her to get on the gram, get on social media and do this prayer. This is her claim. She's obviously under a lot of stress. This conversation that she has in the beginning, no one, including myself, can say when it comes to spirituality and conversations with what we cannot see, no one, including myself, has a right to say this person didn't experience it or they didn't experience it and they didn't experience that. But if you analyze a person's conversation and the order that they speak and what they're saying, you can have an opinion about it, right? She claims to have this conversation with God, and to me, I feel like if you have it, just do it. The fact that you're explaining things, I don't know, it just seems ingenuine. To me, you're putting a reason in somebody's mind already. You're not giving somebody the opportunity to just listen to you. You're telling people exactly why you're doing it instead of just doing it, so that people are less likely to think of their own reason as to why you're doing this. But that didn't quite work with myself. In my head, I don't quite think that everything she's saying is genuine. It's questionable to me whether people are contacting her and telling her, like, what ignore them. This thing's going on in public. Sure, you guys are public figures. What really made me create this episode is the fact that her husband completely embarrassed her. It wasn't necessarily just her prayer. It was her husband's response and lack of remorse or respect or even care. He says, "We have been separated for months. Why didn't God tell her child that?" In other words, that is what he said. There's been footage of her husband playing with the other woman's dog, other bullshit, non-relevant crap. The fact is that this man does not have respect for her. That is my number one concern, is that this man does not have respect for her. And I think that she knows he doesn't have respect for her. I think everybody knows that he does not have respect for her. He is seeing another woman in public, and he is publicizing it, and he doesn't care. And whether she sees this or not, I hope she does see it. It brings me back to the incident when the brother hugged the cop that killed his brother in court, and was remorselessly forgiving, and the utmost forgiving. It's like, what is the problem here? There's nothing wrong with forgiveness, but there has to be a line somewhere in the sand where you say, why can't I just work on myself and move on? She's like saying things like, oh, God is telling me I gotta shut them down, I gotta shut them up, I gotta shut them down. Like, really? God is telling you that? I think, when it comes to prayer and intuition, a lot of it is self-driven. It's from myself. It's from my own emotions. A lot of people are saying she could have kept this to herself. It was uncomfortable to watch. It was. I had to fast forward through a lot of it, because it just was very frustrating to see a woman that can probably get any man that she wants, right? But for whatever reason, she's dwelling over a man that's, excuse my language, probably sticking his dick in another pussy while married to her, and then comes out and says that I'm separated from you, and shows no type of respect or remorse towards the woman that is still his wife. So all of this, I pray for you, and I pray that all of this, it's like, it's really a cry out for help. It really is disguised as a prayer. It's disguised as a conversation with God, but it's really a cry out for help. And like I said, I really hope that women stop using the internet as a place. It's not therapy. The internet is not therapy. Therapy is therapy. Your friends, you can talk to your friends. Family is support, not the fucking phone. No, it's just not. As much as it may feel like it, because you're getting comments, you're getting attention, because you're going viral, that is not help. That is not a cure, and that is temporary. That's literally may last you 24 hours. What are you going to do after all of that is done? Because you know what? In 2 days, nobody's going to give a shit about this situation. Then where are you left? It's just really sad to see women spilling the beans all over the internet and getting damn near nothing in return. I really don't see the whole point in it, except I think that she was low-key exposing them more. Like, you already said this is out in the public, and you were giving off the energy that you're embarrassed by it, but you just went and made it viral and told more people what's going on with your prayer. Quote, prayer. So this does not make sense to me. I don't think it was a prayer. I don't think it had anything to do with God. Leave God out of it, because you're mad that your man is cheating on. Is he cheating on you? Some people consider separation still married. Some people don't. Men will do it. He probably has a lot of money, right? If he gets divorced, he may lose some. Who knows why they're not officially divorced yet? It could be just taking a long time. Who the hell knows why, right? But he obviously wants to not be with her. It's not easy to tell somebody to move on, because listen, I've been there, done that. Nobody can tell you to just move on, and I would never say that, because I don't think it's that easy. But to move to the internet and disguise this anger that you're feeling and this hurt as a prayer, claiming that it's helping other women, and it's not really helping other women. What is it helping other women do? To lay down and be disrespected and allow a man to talk to you and embarrass you on the internet, because basically you asked for it. You indirectly asked for it. That message from him would have never been posted if you didn't go online and publicize it. Maybe a phone call to him. Maybe just a private conversation in your house. You could have even recorded it if you wanted to play it back and hear it again. But then to air it out on social media and not think that this is going to go viral, you're crazy. Like, of course this is going to go viral. And nobody's going to remember this in 2 days. Give it 1 day. Nobody's going to care. They'll be on to another subject and another topic. The internet is a black hole when it comes to these type of things. Like, I just wish women would stop embarrassing themselves. I really think, and it hurts me to say that, but I think that she embarrassed herself today, and he just embarrassed her twice. Will she feel worse about herself after this? Maybe. It's a very high possibility. Because when you're in that vulnerable state, the last thing you should be doing is going online and telling him. It's not that you just told a few people. You told millions of people, including himself, including the woman that he's with. And I think there's a thin line between when people say whatever, she says things like, whatever God wants me to do, he's been so good to me. Whatever God wants me to do, I'm going to do it. If he wants me to come out here in his car and he wants me to say this prayer, that's what I'm going to do. I find that can kind of get carried away with. The mind is a very powerful tool. And the mind is very powerful. I have to leave it at that. Otherwise, I will be talking for 25, 30, 50 minutes. Okay, the mind is powerful. It can convince us of things that may be, that may not be. I will leave it at that. I'm not saying that her testimony is not real, but what I'm saying is why the need to say all of that. Like, if you're going to pray, right? Pray. But the whole introduction, I get it. Maybe, she just had to get it out or whatever, but I don't know. The whole thing, it just seems like a big media stunt, which it probably is. I mean, I was listening to another, video today. Couples are getting paid to break up. All kinds of bullshit's going on. So at the end of the day, leave God out of it if it's not genuine, because that shit will come back. That shit will come back to you. And you know this. People use God in all kinds of ways that are immoral and incorrect and wrong. Pastors do it. All kinds of, quote, people of God, women of God, men of God do this. We cannot say, oh, they're a man of God, they're great, they're a good person, I can trust them. Hell no. So at the end of the day, I take this with a grain of salt. She got embarrassed because the guy does not care. Like I said, his dick is in another pussy, and that's it. Like, we as women, just really quickly, and then I'm going to finish up. As women, we really need to be looking at reality. Not to say we don't look at God and we don't meditate and we don't pray. Whatever your religion is, good for you, right? Not saying don't do that, but look at things as they really are. Here is a man that is seeing another woman. Can we look at that for what it is and stop trying to pray that away? Do you really think that if you sit here and pray, he's going to leave her? Let's be real, because that's basically what her prayer was, for them to not exist anymore. This is wishful thinking. There's a difference between prayer, meditating, wishful thinking, talking to yourself, psychological imagination, hallucination. There's slight differences between all these things, okay? And basically, to me, her prayer was that they're not together anymore, and she sounds like she wants him back. She sounds like she wants him back. So this man got his in another, and you still want it back. This is what I hope a lot of my sisters wake up. I had to wake up to it. I had to, because it was like I felt after I was like, I'm delusional. If I think that wanting a man back that is cheating on me is okay, I need to wake the fuck up. This man does not have respect for you, and he does not have respect for that woman either. And the woman doesn't have respect for herself. And guess what? You right in the same boat. You don't have no respect for yourself. If you sitting here talking about, I want them to not be together anymore, and I pray for him to come back to me and all this other shit, man, let him go. Let him go. If he wants to go and get in another sea, let him go do it. Married or not, separated or not, let it go. Because Honestly, I felt like she was sitting here trying to speak over their relationship and trying to control it through a God band-aid. Let me just put God on it and it won't come off as that. But it really does. People who could see through all of that shit, that's what it looks like. I pray for their demise and their downfall. Basically, is what she could have prayed this in 30 seconds. I just, I wish them the best. It hurts to see women wanting a man back. Even she wants him back. Like I mean, somebody tell me otherwise. You know what I'm saying? That's cheating on you. That doesn't have respect for you. You have to learn within yourself to love yourself enough to say, that's not good enough for me. I am better than that. And I deserve better than that. I deserve a man that's not going to do that to me and then come on the internet and tell the whole world that we've been separated and you just done made a clown out of yourself. Because, I mean, you're making it seem like this is relevant. This is not even relevant. Throw away the whole internet. You know what I'm saying? Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. I'm not playing this 10-minute prayer. It's online. And have a good night.